If you've been playing Grand Peace Online for a while, you will likely recognize the name Alucard. Alucard is the name of an in-game crew that's been active since the game was officially released and for some time before that. The first mention of the crew in the Discord that I could find was on the 18th of November in 2020. This was 4 days after the official release of the game. However, I'm pretty sure the crew has been around for a long time before this. It is also likely that most of the discussion around the crew took place outside of Paid General, and so I have no access to it. I presume this discussion took place in private servers or private group chats that the Alucard members would use to communicate, but it was definitely not shown in Paid General. The public discussion of Alucard definitely peaked at this point in November, and I found multiple messages of people asking to join the crew. It was also around this time on the 21st when this image was posted. I do not know of any of the players shown here, but one thing that is obvious is that most of these players have low gears, which at this point of the game was very rare. It was definitely possible to get low gears, but it was very rare to see a low gear user, especially this many in one place and in the same crew. There was also an invite posted around this time, but like a lot of messages talking about Alucard, it can be difficult to decide whether it's real or fake or it's just a joke. The invite is of course outdated, so that's a dead end. I did find quite a few of these crew invites with working links, but they just go to some sort of trading hub, which might be linked to black marketing, which is not good because I did see this message saying that the person was buying Pelion fruits for money. Now this is of course black marketing, it's against the GPO rules, so it's very controversial that this was shown in a Alucard crew recruitment ad in the GPO Discord server. Of course, this could be completely unrelated and a coincidence, but it is very, very strange. However, I don't know if this server is actually linked to Alucard or if the invite was just a mistake, so please do not jump to conclusions that Alucard was involved in black marketing. In the early days and throughout the crew's presence on the Discord server, a name that keeps coming up is Torg. I do not know who Torg is, and I don't know his position on Alucard, but I can assume that he was in the crew. He is also a scripter. I don't know what he scripts. I'm assuming Lewis script in Roblox, and I'm also assuming he works on games in the anime community. This is actually a trend for a lot of Alucard members. A lot of Alucard members are actually involved in dev work on Roblox, and especially like the higher up, they all have quite close links to games in the Roblox anime community, and with certain dev skills like scripting and modeling, there is definitely a big developer presence in the crew. Another crew that is closely linked to Alucard is the Jackson Pirates, or JP for short. They are seen here in this video from the 23rd of November playing alongside Alucard members. So this means, right, that Jackson Pirates were here right from the beginning. I don't know how they got involved with Alucard, but they're very closely linked. There were also a lot of rumors going around about Alucard exploiting at this time, and the Faux gem also gained popularity, and it was theorized to give players boosted stats. It didn't take long before the public perception of Alucard shifted, and the community started to label them as exploiters and boosted and cheaters. This actually seemed to help grow the crew's name though, and soon Alucard and the Faux gem consumed public discussion around the game. On the 25th of November, this image was posted, which shows an Alucard member holding a Faux gem. This is likely faked, but the Faux gem item does exist in the game in some form, as it has been shown in multiple of Faux' official streams on his hotbar. It was also largely believed that Alucard paid for their boosted stats in-game with Robux and USD, and many people made fun of them for this and called them out for making the game pay to win, and there was a huge discussion of whether or not they should be allowed to have boosted stats and still play the game, as it was unfair for players who didn't have these stats. One thing that confused me was that Torg seemed to be fine with the memes, and actually openly encouraged it in a lot of cases. Now, this could just be seen as a way of him growing the crew's infamy, but I think it might go a little bit deeper. During this time, Faux, the owner of GPO, was dealing with some racist allegations, and some old racist DMs had surfaced. These could have seriously damaged his reputation, and also might have affected the game itself if the problem was brought to the Roblox staff and if it was reported enough times. There is also a theory that the Faux gem and Alucard were pushed heavily during this period to distract from the allegations. This theory was first suggested to me by an ex-developer for GPO, so take it with a grain of salt, as it may have just been his way of ruining Faux' reputation. You could also interpret that as being a good source of information, as he was close to Faux at the time. It does, however, line up though, and it's hard to believe that it was all just a coincidence. One of my favorite Grand Peace Online videos of all time was also posted around this time. The video shows some high-ranking Marines at the time fighting an Alucard member called 10-minute ad revenue. The Marines win, of course, because there are like 6 of them and there's only one Alucard member, but during the fight, we get a glimpse at how boosted Alucard really were. We see them tanking multiple hits. We see them just, like, it was a 5-on-1, and Alucard was, for a lot of the fight, holding their own. And we also see an Ice Age move from the Hiei fruit, but it looks much, much bigger than a normal one. So we can assume this is linked to their boosted stats, and the AoE is massive. It covers almost like half an island. It's definitely not normal. Now, Alucard continued to have a strong presence on the GPO Discord and in the game throughout the rest of November. The GPO community would actively hunt down Alucard members and try to get screenshots with them knocked to brag in the GPO Discord server. But towards the end of November, there was a considerable push from the community to get Alucard specs taken away, and the hashtag #TakeAwayTheSpecs trended for a very long time. It even prompted Benir to send a message in the GPO Discord server defending Alucard, and he said, "Bro, Alucard isn't going to wipe everyone, chill, lol." Now, many people were confused and unsure whether Alucard ever even existed, because for a lot of people, they'd only really heard the name and hadn't actually seen the screenshots or the videos, and Alucard kind of became like this myth, or lots of people perceived it that way. Especially with the addition of the Feyyu gem, it became a big point of contention of whether or not they actually had a Feyyu gem, whether they were boosted, or whether they was really good at the game. There were a lot of ideas going around, and no one really knew what was true and what to believe. But yeah, Alucard managed to dominate the community discussion for an entire month. It was super impressive what they did, and they grew a lot in terms of popularity and I guess more infamy, but they were definitely well known, and I can't argue against that. And a lot of the community began to realize that a lot of the Alucard stuff like the Feyyu gem was most likely faked, and the community split between those who still believed that Alucard was buying gems and specs and those who realized it was all being done to create hype. The hype died down around midway through December as we neared the update. It was also around this time that the Jackson Pirates really stepped out into the spotlight, and there was a huge war between the Jackson Pirates and a popular YouTuber called Revolver Eggs. And they would often join his game during streams to troll and just cause chaos and just basically just attack him and his crew. And it was really fun. To me, it was really fun. I'm sure to Eggs it was really annoying because he was trying to host tournaments and events, and they would just invade and try and ruin it. But Alucard would also occasionally join, and we did see a few of their players in these streams, and they would use their boosted stats to dominate. The Jackson Pirates were also largely considered to be boosted, but there were actually only a few JP members to my knowledge with boosted stats, and they were largely just normal players who were good at the game, and they relied on Alucard to win these large fights. Jackson Pirates versus the Silver Moon War lasted over a month, but was mainly concentrated during Update 1 era of Grand Peace Online. On the 28th of December 2021, Feyyu said in the Updates channel, "House Alucard disbanded, destroyed. Tog awaits you all." And with this, Alucard was gone. Or was it? I and many of the GPO community do not believe this for a second. I mean, even currently we do see the occasional report or the occasional message in the GPO Discord server of, "Hey, we found Alucard," or "Hey, we found ex-Alucard members." So there's still a really small presence on the game. I still, to this day, believe Alucard is lying in wait, waiting for an opportunity to come back to the game in full force and cause chaos once again. Alright, that's where I'm going to end today's video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And as always, I try to keep my videos an open discussion, so feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you're having a great day, evening, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.